Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so before I get started in the video, let me just say that, since you took the time to click on my video and watch, my gift to you guys is that if you are interested in literally trying out Helium Mobile, you can try out their services for free for a month using my promo code. It's in the description. Get your SIM card sent to you in the mail. Get your services activated. But yeah, upon signing up, before checking out, right where it says apply promo, put my promo code, you'll get your first month for free. The second thing I wanted to kind of point out is shout out to Sneed Mobile Tech. Like I said, watch his video, link into the description so that way you guys understand where I'm going with my video. Also follow him on X. There's a good conversation happening there regarding Verizon wireless customers, and people are sending out their thoughts on the whole subject at hand, which is Verizon Wireless pretty much going after a small percentage of Verizon customers for possible network abuse. And yeah, you guys can join the conversation on X and chat it up with Peter Adderton and everybody else that's on there that's giving in their 2 cents at this point. But here's the thing when it comes down to it. This is what I want to focus on, because the one thing that's not being said here is what is the limitation? What is defined as network abuse? We already got some fingers being pointed. We got speed testers are at fault for it. Gamers are at fault for it. Those that have no jobs and watch 4K videos all day on their phone, they're at fault for it. And it's like, look, we can assume, but we can't say definitively that's the reason why. Because there's nothing said from Verizon. There's no transparency from Verizon to say what do they classify as network abuse. Like, I can go and say that, hey, somebody that has Verizon service and they're using their smartphone as a Wi-Fi router are at fault. I can say that because Verizon has home internet. If you really want all your IoTs to connect, they got fixed wireless access. Get a line for home internet, and then get all your IoTs connected to it, right? That's an argument. But even I can't go and say it's those people that's using their smartphone as a Wi-Fi router. Not until Verizon definitively says this is network abuse. Now, you can look at their policies. They can say things in their policies like if you've altered your device to do things that, to do other things that gives more capabilities and certain accesses to Verizon's network, can be classified as network abuse. It can be, but again, you haven't definitively described it. That's the problem, is the transparency is not there. And I can say that because if I can't come out and strictly tell you, okay, this is what gets you guys considered and classified network abuse. If I can't tell you that, which is somebody that reads a lot about news and stuff that goes on in mobile tech, then there's not a definitive description. There is, a broad definition. There is a broad spectrum in it, but there's not a definitive description. There's not a line drawn in the sand. I've always described the mobile network access as being on an interstate traveling, okay? And in this scenario, for those to understand what's happening with Verizon, is that Verizon's the highway patrolman. You're driving on a highway owned and operated by Verizon Wireless. There's no speed limit signs on this highway, and yet you're now stopped by the highway patrolman. You're literally being cited for speeding. You don't even know what the crime is. You don't even know how fast is too much. You don't even know how far down the highway you're allowed to travel. Because that's really what it is. It's like you've been on the highway for like 10 hours, right? Highway patrolman pulls you over on the Verizon highway. And they're like, you've been driving for 10 hours. It's like, okay, but you never said how long I can drive on your highway before I have to exit. You never said that. Okay, I know people will make the argument, well, that it's not truly unlimited. Look, we're not going to have that. We can have that conversation for another time. But the point is that those people that are getting these emails and being told that they've been abusing the network and, possibly being kicked off the Verizon network, like that's a very big thing. Like it's a big thing that's impacting a small group of people, but it impacts everybody collectively as large. Because if Verizon can do this without laying out the parameters of why they're going after this demographic, then eventually they can go after this demographic for this. What if Verizon was to send you an email saying that you were abusing the network because you were downloading games on the Play Store instead of the App Store, leading within so many actions without defining words to say you should be on an iPhone, not on an Android? That's the problem in all this. That's what I see as the problem. I'm not here to defend Verizon. I'm not here to defend the consumers. I'm here to point out the one big thing that is just like, where are the limitations? What is network abuse? What is not network abuse? That's what we need answers to. Now, people can come to the comments and say, this is considered network abuse, yada, yada, yada. Okay. But until Verizon completely defines it in that way, we don't know. I can tell you about 5 different scenarios that would be classified as network abuse, but it doesn't mean that that's what Verizon's description or definition of network abuse is, even though it sounds plausible. It's a well thought out, intelligent thought of what network abuse is. Doesn't mean that it makes it absolutely set in stone. So there's the problem. What are your guys' thoughts? Weigh them out in the comments here. I'd love to read more of your guys' thoughts. And follow the conversation on X. As you guys saw the tweet, you guys know what tweet to look for. And follow Sneed Mobile Tech, his video in the description of my video, to go watch his video and listen to what he has to say and what the email reads out specifically for those affected. Yeah, that's all the time I have for you guys now, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Law.